Welcome back to the Ballroom Dance channel. Today's topic, what you as a competitor can learn from this season's Dancing with the Stars. So number one, we saw Chandler coming into this season as the strongest dancer by far. But she had an off day the final night, and she ended up placing third overall. And so what I recommend my students do is amp up their lessons and the topics that they are focused on leading up to the comp. And then at least a few weeks before the comp, I stop adding new concepts and I do what I call putting lipstick on the pig and making it fly. So more like Band-Aids, cosmetic surgery to briefly make the dancing show its best that day. And then I really attack the big dragons in those weeks following the comp, okay? So you're gonna ebb and flow, especially as you make big steps in progress of your dancing. And you know what? Fingers crossed, you time that magically with when the comp day is. Doesn't always happen, and in this case, it didn't happen for Chandler, but that's what we're gunning for as a competitor and as a coach. Okay, number two, in first and second place, we had Joey and Alona. So on the other hand, these two were on their A game in the season finale. Never seen them dance so well. Now, part of that certainly is, I think, a combination of the coach and the competitor kind of gearing up appropriately, not trying to do everything all at once when they're on that floor, just doing the things that they know pretty well in muscle memory. And you know what, guys? What we learn from this is when we have those disappointing comps, we all do. Professionals, amateurs, bronze through championship. You are going to have days where you win the lotto. And you know what? You happen to be on fire with your dancing that day of the comp, okay? Okay, number three. There are different ways the judges can evaluate the dancing, okay? And I got a story time for you here as well. So number two, who danced the best the whole season? So when you go into a competition, I'm just being honest, my opinion, judges are going to have bias towards the people who previously won that category. So again, my opinion, if you win the professional championship at Blackpool, I'm not saying you get a free pass the whole next year, but I do feel if you have a little bit of an off day, maybe you were in second, third place, judges are going to give it to you anyway, okay? And I did see judges kind of mark in different areas, so the next place that we saw the judges marking people in Dancing with the Stars, or the audience in that final episode, is how they danced that day. And in my opinion, that's the most fair way to judge, because I don't want to pay to go to a comp and be judged on my growth when I'm just going to get the same marks I did last time, regardless of how I danced, right? That gives me no feedback. And so, when you show up to that comp, have confidence that, again, most of the judges, in my opinion, are evaluating your dancing this way. You know, it doesn't matter if you totally boff it in your first round or your first day. They see you the next day, they're totally reevaluating from ground zero, everyone on that floor. They see you in the next round, they're reevaluating you. So if you messed up, if you fell down, if it was your worst dancing ever, forget about it and show your best in the next round. Not only that, it's how did I dance this dance? What if you completely mess up your cha-cha? Well, that doesn't mean you did a bad jive. You know what? And they're probably reassessing you every single dance. At least in my opinion, that's how most judge. And again, my opinion, that's how it should be judged. Okay. And number 3, another story time for you. Some judges give weighted preference for dancers who they see improve. And in my opinion, Ilona and Joey hit the long ball with this season of Dancing with the Stars by checking those boxes. So when I was an amateur dancer, the very first time I won at the championship level at a comp, I was elated. I was so excited. I felt like I'm king of the world. I'm the best dancer. Yay. Okay, got news for you guys. I took privates the next day with 2 of the judges who were former world 10 dance professional champions. And they said, Sunny, we know you are flying on cloud 9 right now. Don't buy in to your own hype. Honestly, we have seen you dance better in previous comps, even though you were on the floor with some stronger, couples. And so you didn't place as well. But you need to show improvement over time, every single comp, or the judges will stop marking you. You are never going to impress the judges with your incredible dancing. They were all former professional championship level dancers, probably. What you are going to impress the judges with every time is when they see your improvement over the last comp and over time. And as long as you keep showing improvement, you are going to keep their attention. They're going to keep paying attention to you and keep being excited to see you and give you marks accordingly. Okay, so I was somewhat gobsmacked to hear this. I'm like, huh? So yeah, I know as a competitor, I feel that joy too. It ultimately, for that one day, is about who you're on the floor with. But overall, guys, keep your eye on the prize. And do your best to continue improving. Now, you might have a bad day, happens to everyone, but definitely year to year, you want to keep on seeing growth or you need to change something. Okay, number 4. In my opinion, part of why Chandler placed 3rd in this final episode was the costuming. In my opinion, horrible costuming strategy. So did you notice the first number that she and Brandon did? The show, it was an old school dance referring back to the black and white movies. And not only were they like appearing in black and white, but they actually did camera work in kind of old-fashioned black and white video, like we're seeing an old movie. And you know what? They blended into the background. I could barely even see the dancing, let alone assess it. Did not stand out visually on the floor. This is why you see most competitors that are dancing at a high level wearing obnoxious fluorescent costumes, rhinestones, sometimes white that tends to be very vibrant and visually impactful on the floor and appealing to the human eye. And judges are human beings, last time I checked. And guys, I'm going to give you a quick screenshot here of an actual piece of their numbers so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, I can barely even find them on the floor. Here it goes. I will be right back. Likewise, a little bit after this, we see Chandler and Brandon doing a hustle. Well, that's fine and dandy, but now they have changed into flesh tones and earth tones. in all of their costuming, which blends perfectly in with the tan dance floor behind them. Once again, I cannot visually really even assess the dancing. It does not suck my eye into them. When they have other dancers join them on the floor, they blend. They don't stand out, even if the dancing is outstanding. So for my own competitive students, as a strategy, I always recommend, you know what, don't go with the prettiest color. Go with the color that's going to stand out the most. It's really sad when I see a couple like, well, I can't wear white. It'll put 5 pounds on me. Okay, well, it's not a swimsuit contest. It is how do I have amazing presence on that show and make the judges look at me more than everyone else. And I want to show you a screenshot. Guys, these are not photoshopped of their actual number. And you'll be able to tell real quick, even if you're a non-dancer watching today's video, like, maybe not the best costuming strategy. Here goes. As you can see, they visually completely disappear on that comp floor. And guys, I can't help but wonder. I doubt Brandon suggested these approaches to the costuming choices and then the filming choice. It's not his first rodeo. He is a very experienced, skilled, successful dancer. I can't help but wonder if the producers did her dirty. And they're not dancers. Maybe it was an accident, but I really think she would have placed better, maybe even won, if they wouldn't have gone with these costuming and filming choices. I think they did her dirty, guys. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Okay, and finally, number 5. We see the importance of showmanship in this series. And what made it flagrantly obvious, in my opinion, was Brooks Nader. She was voted off super early, and it wasn't that the dancing itself sucked. It was that she was so plastic surgery, injectables, Botoxed out, that I, as a judge, as an audience member, am not emotionally sucked into her dancing, especially dance sport judges. They have been competitors themselves. They have chosen this life because they love dancing. It brings them joy, and they want to see you as the competitor experiencing that joy. And I got news for you. When I see a face on the comp floor, like Brooks, I ain't feeling the joy. I'm feeling, what is she, scared? Is she bored? I don't want to see this person. That's not what I feel when I'm out there. I do not identify with this person. I'm looking to the next face. And I myself, guys, have seen competitions where honestly, I cannot keep my eyes off the worst couple on the floor because I see the joy on their faces and I am living vicariously through them, and it makes me feel good as the observer, okay? And so, I'm not throwing shade on people that get plastic surgery, and if that makes someone, feel self-confident, that's great. I'm just saying, as a competitor, if it were my students, I would have told Brooks to maybe take it down a notch for the filming of this show. And so you can really draw your audience in, because we're probably going to get a lot more votes if we do that. So anyway, friends, thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you first thing tomorrow morning for some more ballroom dance chat. Have an awesome day. Toodles.